today is the day I have finished reading Enies Lobby. One of the best arcs, honestly, in One Piece so far. I've had a great time. This is my part 2 review. I've already done my part 1, which led up to chapter 399, which I felt was jam-packed. And then I couldn't believe how much they fit into this half of Enies Lobby. And I gotta say, I really enjoyed the Miss Golden Week's plan, a Baroque Works reunion, the little cover story that was going on during this whole arc. It was pretty cool. I really think it'd be cool to see the Baroque Works family kind of all together again as like a pirate crew instead of... I know they were kind of a pirate crew in a way, sort of. But like an actual pirate crew, the Baroque Works. That's my theory. Is they get together again because they're all alive because nobody dies in One Piece, and they become a pirate crew that's kind of like anti-heroes. That's my only guess because they've earned the respect of the Straw Hat, or the Straw Hats. They respect each other now, or they come for revenge. Who knows? It'd be sick. I feel like it's leading to something with them because they were a big part of, the Baroque Works saga. So we left off with Robin's backstory, and the whole Straw Hat crew is lined up, ready to fight. And CP9 minus Bluno, who already got his ass beat in part 1 against Luffy, thanks to Gear 2, are also lined up, ready to fight. I couldn't believe, after catching up in the anime, I'm about... halfway through Enies Lobby in the anime, and hearing the voice actor for the dude with the zipper mouth was pretty funny. I didn't think he'd be childish sounding. I like it. The English voice actor, I mean. Another thing I forgot to bring up in my part 1 review was that the giant that helped Nico Robin escape her island before the Buster call also had a D in his name, and I think I forgot to bring that up, and I'm confused now, because now this giant, just like Gold D Roger and Luffy, Monkey D Luffy, and now this giant has a D there, and I'm pretty sure there was another guy with a D there. What's this D mean? Is Luffy related to a giant? Alright. 399. Chapter 399. The main part of the war with all the little nobodies is pretty much over. We do find out that the judge, the three-headed judge, is... just 3 separate people. So if you listen to my part 1 review, I was like, man, it'd be crazy if they go to an island and everybody's got 3 heads and they all have different personalities. And wouldn't it be cool if there was a crew member on the Straw Hats that had 3 heads and they all had different personalities, but they were the same person? Turns out, nope. They are just 3 separate people in an outfit. And I kind of thought that might be a thing, but I didn't think that would happen. But it happened. The crew is trying to convince Nico Robin to... Oh, she already said she wants to live, so she did agree to live. Franky burns up the Pluton ancient military weapon blueprints right in front of Spandam and the CP9, who can move at high speeds. I don't know why. He pulled this Pluton... thing out, this paperwork out of his ass, probably literally out of his ass, because he's full of compartments and whatnot. He happened to have it with them. I am so surprised, for one, they didn't make him find it and bring it with them, because otherwise they'd have to travel back to Water 7 for him to show them where it is, or... he just happened to have it on him. What luck. But either way, he burns it right in front of them. And he gives them, to me, at least in the manga, it seemed like it gave him a bunch of time that any one of those super fast shaving CP9 members could have flashed in front of him and took it from him or something. But either way, he burns it up. What a boss move. I'm really starting to like Franky a lot. I didn't think I would, but I am. every time I think that there's a character like a cyborg or a talking reindeer, and I'm like, these characters aren't going to be that interesting. They're too crazy. It's too crazy. I just want a pirate story. I want a pirate adventure. Turns out, didn't know I needed this cyborg in the crew. And he can spit fire. That's pretty cool. And he's got a rocket punch. I don't know. He's really cool. He's got a cool voice actor as well in the anime. Dope dude. He's got a metal nose. He farts and he can fly with his farts. Come on. Can't get past that. Koopa de fart, whatever it's called. Either way, he destroys Pluton. Just setting shit off. Joins the Straw Hats in the war. They couldn't get across the bridge, but thanks to the old lady and the little kid and the little cat rabbit, they jump on to the rocket ship, train thing, Rocket Man, whatever it's called, and they fly across and they head into the Tower of Judgment, or whatever you want to call it. Either way, they make it over there, they jump the bridge, and really this whole half of the story is Straw Hats versus CP9, and that's exactly what I expected it to be, and I'm not disappointed in any way whatsoever. This is the way it was meant to be. And I felt like that was a good place to stop when Nico Robin says, I want to live, because I figured the next few chapters are going to be insane. Okay, before we get into the big fights, we got Spanda pulling out Funkfried, a elephant sword. I'm pretty sure it's a sword who ate the elephant fruit, and I think this has happened before. There was a gun that ate the dog fruit back in Baroque Works. And I just want to know how these weapons are eating devil fruits. It'd be one thing if it was an elephant who ate the sword fruit. No, I believe it was stated that it was a sword who ate the elephant fruit. I don't know. It's pretty wild. And I want to know how it's done. It makes sense if they explained it like if you cut something, like if you take a sword and you cut a devil fruit with it, it would absorb it or something and give it the power of life and elephant powers. Or the gun, shoot it or shove the fucking fruit into the gun barrel and then it becomes a dog. I don't know. But it's pretty cool. He's got an elephant sword. I'm waiting for this thing to come into play, and it does. It does. Don't get me there. So Spanda and the elephant sword and Nico Robin and our boy Lucy, bird shoulder fella, leopard man. They all walk away. They take a hike. The Straw Hat crew get on over there. And they are explained by Chapapa Zipperface that each member of the CP9 has a key. And currently, Nico Robin has some sea stone handcuffs on, which stop her from using her devil fruit ability, which was interesting to know, because I was wondering, like, once she decided to live, use your ability and get away from these people or something. But it makes sense that she's been hindered. So, it's kind of like a video game at this point. They have to split up now. They're forced to split up because they're limited on time. Nico Robin is heading to the gates of justice, and each member of CP9 has a key, and only one key will free her from those damn handcuffs, which are unbreakable apparently, which I find to be, I feel like at some point during this story, we're going to see Luffy, Zoro, or Sanji break some sea stone at some point. They say it's pretty much unbreakable, but Zoro cut through iron? He cut through metal. And I don't know how tough this stone can really be, but I feel like at some point they're going to break that shit with their super-de-duper powers. So, they get the explanation from Chapapa, and the battles pretty much begin. Franky takes on Chapapa Zipperface. Zoro goes head to head with Kaku, who turns out to have a crazy devil fruit power. He can turn into a damn giraffe man. A lot of these, I was almost expecting each CP9 character to have an animal devil fruit ability, which would be kind of wild and almost too, it'd be almost unbelievable that they found that many devil fruit abilities that just happen to be animal transformations, because they don't know what they're going to get until they eat it. So it's like, it would be almost unbelievable. So it's good that they all didn't have that. There was another dude with the hair. He can control his hair fibers. He goes head to head with Chopper, I believe. He wasn't much of a threat, if I remember. And Caulifla takes on Sanji at first, which is nuts. And I find out that, I think I already knew this, but Sanji won't fight a woman, which makes perfect sense. He doesn't want to hit a woman, which is fair. Like I've said before, I really like Kaku, and the fact that he can turn into a giraffe is nuts, and his nose is still square. That's cool. And I always felt like he was the nicest member of CP9. He seems to have respect for people. He doesn't seem so sinister. And even throughout this whole fight, he didn't seem like he wasn't playing by the rules. Either way, he turns out to be a swordsman, which makes sense because Zoro fights the swordsmen, and he just happened to be fighting the swordman guy. Pulls out a couple swords, and Zoro's like, "Hey, I fight with 3 swords. You only have 2." And Kaku's like, "Oh, my limbs can be swords because I can slice people with my kicks. So basically, I got 4 swords, Zoro, with my Tempest kick." And they go head to head. And, the one thing that slightly bugged me is these guys mopped the floor with Zoro and Luffy in their first fight back at Water 7. And now they're pretty much on equal footing. Like, Zoro and Luffy have either surpassed the CP9's abilities, their 6-path abilities, or they're at the even power level, pretty much. And they're using the word power level now, maybe as a joke towards Dragon Ball. I'm not sure. I prefer bounties in One Piece, but I understand the CP9 don't have bounties, so they had to come up with something to show you how strong these people are. Zoro and Kaku's fight might have been my favorite of the group. Either way, there's a wolf man. One of the other members of CP9 turns out to be able to change into a werewolf man. And my boy Sniper King tries to steal the key from him, but it was all a trap. This guy's the sneakiest of the bunch. I think he was pretending to sleep. I'm not sure. Puts the key right in front of him. Transformed, mutt fruit, wolf model going head to head. And really, Sniper King was outclassed pretty much against any member of CP9. But luckily for him, Kaku's first opportunity to transform into a full-on giraffe bursts through the ceiling, crashes down on top of him, and unlucky for Sniper King, Zoro falls down with them, and now it's Zoro and Sniper King versus Giraffe Man and Wolf Man. So that kind of worked out for my boy Sniper King. But before their fight could even really begin, Giraffe Man swings his head around and cuts the building in half, and it starts to fall, which is insane. 2, Sniper King comes up with a great idea of handcuffing these Devil Fruit users with the Sea Stone handcuffs, but ends up putting the handcuffs accidentally on himself and Zoro. So now they're trapped together, hindering Zoro. Kind of felt like something to kill time with. And like I said before, I feel like Kaku is the most respectful member of the CP9, because he's like, hold on. Hold your horses here, fellas. We both have keys. one of these keys might go to those handcuffs that you're wearing. We will let you go so we can fight you fairly and prove to you that you guys are little bitches. Either way, Chopper shows up and Zoro's like, go find the key to this thing, because it turned out that Kaku and Wolfman didn't have the right key. Turns out to be a thing. Sanji fights Caulifla, sort of. Doesn't really do anything to her. She turns out to have the soap fruit or some shit. One of the powers to me, her power to me seems like one of the most redonkulous. But she like cleans people down to their fucking fibers, and he turns into this little slippery nothing of a man, and he can't do anything. He can't even walk. Meanwhile, Nami's getting her ass beat by this dude that can manipulate his hair, who was probably my least favorite member of CP9, to be honest. The dude that had the hair thing. I did laugh a lot, though, when they did reveal Sanji all slipperied up and cleaned up by Caulifla. It was a weird look. I don't know how her cleaning him turned him into this little shiny little nothing of a man temporarily, but it did. Either way, it turns out that Nami is going to fight Caulifla. She's going to fight for the honor, for Sanji's honor. And she respects the fact that Sanji's willing to die instead of hurt a woman. And I do too. I think that's a cool little gimmick that he's got going on. My boy Chopper takes on dude with hair. At some point he locks the dude in a fridge. And I'm just like, so these CP9 guys can do so many crazy things with their 6-path powers. And he couldn't bust out of this damn fridge immediately? I don't understand. Either way, Zipperface is going head-to-head with my boy Franky. Franky's doing his best, but he's running out of power. And Chopper has to help him out and give him a soda. He needs some sodas to power up. Eventually, he gets him a soda, but not before giving him vegetable juice and tea and a bunch of other shit that does not work, but it does affect him in different ways. Eventually, Franky and Chopper go head-to-head and fight at full power. It turns out to be a nutty fight. I need to know something about this Chopper, zipper-faced fella. Turns out the dude... It seemed like early on in part 1 of Enies Lobby, when we first met him, it seemed like he was like their mentor, like the CP9 original. But in the anime, he acts like a child. Is he a young person, or is he just a childish man? Is he the mentor to the other members of CP9? Did he help train them? Because at one point he tells them their power level. Like, why is he the person who makes him the measuring stick? I need to know more about Chopper. I thought he was very funny in the anime. At one point... damn Franky pulls out the craziest cyborg techniques. His shoulders come out of place with the destroy cannons. He has to dislocate his joints, so he doesn't like to do it, but he's got all these crazy weapons built into him, and he's got a really cool gimmick that the writer can just be like, okay, well, I need him to do this now, and since he's a cyborg, guess what? He can, because he's Franky. And I'm getting used to that. You know, at this point, I'm thinking Franky is the perfect member to join the Straw Hats. And since I already know he's joining the Straw Hats, I'm pretty excited to see more adventures with the Frankmeister. Either way, through hook or crook, Franky beats the zipper face man. I believe... my boy Chopper beats the dude with the hair. They get their asses beat. I believe one of my favorite parts of this whole war that they have here is the fact that we find out that Chopper can transform beyond anything we've ever seen before. He becomes like a zombie Frankenstein giant reindeer Sasquatch thing that goes insane when he takes in too many rumble balls. And I was like, what? I can't believe we've gone this far into the story knowing Chopper this long into the Grand Line and whatnot. At least it feels like a long time. And this is the first time we're seeing this crazy ability, and I'm so glad that it's been saved this long. This transformation's insane. Does this transformation have a name? I need to know. Is it Chopper Beast Mode, or is it just Super Chopper? I don't know. But he was untouchable in that form, pretty much. There was a funny part where Zoro had to use his swords because he was locked up with, he was trapped, handcuffed. He was handcuffed to Usopp. So he had to pick up Usopp, which makes sense because he's super duper strong. Totally makes sense. And uses Usopp as a sword. Love it. You're my sword now. Love it. Super funny. Dude with hair does get beaten by Super Chopper. Been a pretty good fight, honestly. Chopper always acts almost like Usopp. He's like less of a coward than Usopp, but he's usually right there with him when things get scary. But when shit goes down, Chopper's ready to throw down, if you know what I mean. And he does. He's got that rose hoof attack. He's got this new transformation that I'm first time seeing. Scary AF. This transformation is very cool, and I almost wish he had used it on somebody like Lucci, like a leader of a villain. Like, he could have saved that for a main villain, and like Luffy doesn't have to be the one to defeat the main villain every time. I'm assuming Luffy is the one to beat the main villain every time, which is fine. I love Luffy. He's my favorite shonen main protagonist. Hands down. Over Naruto, over Goku, over Deku, over most... Yeah, he's my favorite. Either way. I think that One Piece is such a great manga, such a great anime, such a great franchise that they could get away with letting somebody like Zoro or Super Chopper or Sanji be the one to beat the main villain. I'm trying to think back. Like imagine if Zoro was the one to beat Arlong. Because I feel like if Zoro wasn't beat up by Hawkeye Mihawk, he really could have beaten Arlong. I truly believe that. But he was wounded. And I truly believe that Sanji could have beaten a main villain at some point. I mean, there's been a few gag main villains, like the Foxy Pirates and whatnot. It would have been fine if Sanji was the one to beat the Foxy Pirate guy. Any one of the members of the Straw Hats probably could have beat that dude. He had the slow beam, and that was about it. But it would be nice to see a different member of the crew beat the main boss. Just throw us off. Give us a bone. Still let Luffy beat somebody, obviously. But let's not be predictable. I want to see some shit I've never seen before. You know? And there's still a long way to go. And I just can't imagine that this amazing, amazing story doesn't throw us a couple curveballs. Either way, Nami gets beastly with her weapon, her tempo lightning, her tempo weather weapon, and takes on Caulifla, who just tries to go sexy time, soap, fruit, woman on her. It cleans her feet a bunch of times so she can't walk. Nami figures out if she can wash away the soap, she can move again. She finds a way to kick her ass, I believe. Meanwhile, Spandam, Splenda, Fuckface, Lucci, and Nico Robin are headed on their way to the Justice Gates. Luffy pulls out his super-duper technique, the Gear 3, to knock down some crazy doors. Zoro is having a hard time fighting both Kaku and Jabra at the same time, having to hold Sniper King in his right hand, it gets pretty wild. But slowly but surely, the Straw Hat crew is eliminating different members of CP9. I would have to say my favorite fight, even including Luffy and Lucci, I gotta say, it had to be Zoro and Kaku. Maybe it was because I was reading the manga, but it was a fun fight. It's at least the number 2, at the very least. And then later on, when Sanji rejoins the fight and goes head-to-head with Jabra, Wolfman, I really enjoyed that fight too. Because at one point, when Sanji was taken out by Caulifla, I'm like, oh no, are they going to write off Sanji for the rest of this fight? He's all soaped up. Like, are they not going to let him fight anybody else? Is this it for Sanji? And I was thinking maybe because he fought Wanzi back on the train, on the Puffing Tom, maybe they decided, well, he got that big fight with Ramen Noodle Fuck, and so maybe he won't get an opportunity to kick a damn CP9 in the dick. But I was wrong. And Jabra got his ass beat by Sanji. And Zoro kicked my boy Kaku's ass in a very close fight. Very close. And I think they've I think Kaku and Zoro earned each other's respect. I really like the fact that Zoro respects other swordsmen that are, good swordsmen. Like the Bones guy that was on the train. I feel like that's really cool, and it's his path as a swordsman. I don't know. I almost forgot to mention, at some point, Nami pulls out a bunch of fake after images that all kind of look like her and finds a way to beat the shit out of Caulifla. That fight, to me, I know Nami's no slouch, and I know she's a good little hand-to-hand combat fighter with the staff, and she can control the weather and whatnot, and the fact that she's got dials in that thing make total sense. But the idea that she can beat this superhuman CP9 member lady is nuts, if you ask me. I feel like it'd be one thing if... I guess she did get a little help from Chopper and a couple other little minor moments of help, but she beat the shit out of Caulifla. Caulifla was playing around with her soap fruit. I feel like a lot of it was Caulifla underestimating Nami, and I'm just going to write it off as that. But in a head-to-head fight, if Caulifla was taking it seriously, I feel like she should kick Nami's ass. Nami should be able to do some shit, but without a little bit of help, she shouldn't be able to win at all. I know she's got a powerful weapon, but I don't think it should take out a superhuman lady like Caulifla, who deserved a little bit more respect than being the weakest member of the damn CP9, supposedly. I don't know. Either way. Eventually, Zoro and Sniper King get separated, but before that, at some point, Zoro was talking about cutting off one of their arms. Like, we'll play rock, paper, scissors or whatever, and I will cut off one of her arms, and then whoever loses needs to run to Chopper and he'll sew it back on. And I was like, that is hilarious. And it reminded me a lot of when Zoro cut his feet trying to escape from the wax fruit guy, Mr. 3. I thought that was super funny, and I almost wish that he cut off Sniper King's arm and he had to go get Chopper to sew it back on, but it wouldn't have been possible because Chopper was going nuts, and I was like, how are they going to stop Chopper? He's still going nuts. Turns out I believe Franky or Nami came up with the idea of knocking him into the sea so that his devil fruit power will be null and void. Sanji beats the crap out of Jabra. Zoro beats the shit out of my boy Kaku. Not too quickly, but quickly enough. I love that the Jabra guy was very sneaky about it. He kept doing this fake shit where he'd put the key down and be like, hey, I'm friends with Nico Robin, or I'm related to Nico Robin, and I want her to get away just as bad as you do, or I don't care about CP9. It was very convincing. Like, at some point I was like, is this guy, at first I was like, is this guy serious? Like, does he not care? Is he willing to turn on the CP9, like, right now? No. Turns out he's just a big fat liar. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me, is how I feel about this fella. But Sanji wasn't taking it. Sanji goes full on, I'm going to light a cigarette and kick yo ass. And Zoro goes full on, I'm going to put my bandana on and kick yo ass. Zoro puts his bandana on, and Kaku says, like, does the bandana make you stronger? And yes, sir, it does. My favorite, even though I believe Luffy to be my favorite character in One Piece, I gotta say I equally love when Sanji and Zoro are at full badassery and they are in full control of the fight. Because when they light the cigarette, when they put the headband on, you get chills down your spine and you know shit's about to go down. But they win. They beat their opponents. Zoro pulls out some crazy demon type move. I need to know more about this demon move he pulls out. You guys know exactly what's going on there? Is it supposed to mean something? When he goes all super duper demon and he has like 9 arms and shit. Well, I think he has 6 arms and 3 heads. So 9 swords. I think he called it Asura. Demon Aura 9 sword style Asura. And he kicked his ass. I loved the panel of him with the 9 swords and the 6 arms. It kind of reminded me of Spider-Man when he went all nutso butso when he grew a bunch of arms and went super evil spider. But either way, I need to know what that is. Is Zoro moving so fast that he looks like he has 6 arms and 3 heads? Or is it an ability that we don't know about? I don't know. It was really cool either way. Dope AF. Beats the crap out of Kaku and tells him, you're fired. Luffy keeps on fighting Lucci. Now Nico Robin is literally biting concrete to keep herself from going through the gates of justice by Spanda. And Spanda's being a little bitch. Luckily, Franky shows up and whips his ass a little bit, makes him all beat up. Franky saves the day, really, there, when he gets there to save Nico Robin. Fucking Lucci goes full on leopard man, goes head to head with Luffy. Luffy pulls out Gear 3 again, where he bites his thumb and blows up his bones. Not just his arm, like a balloon. He blows up his whole arm. And I really like the idea of Gear 2 and Gear 3. The idea that it's based on the fact that his whole body is made of rubber, including his bones, including his organs, including his heart. So Gear 2 would normally kill a person. But since his body's made of rubber, he can just stretch beyond it. And the fact that he can blow up his bones and become giant arms and giant legs makes so much sense. It's not like a Super Saiyan transformation. He's manipulating the idea of his Devil Fruit ability. I love the fact that went down. Later on, Sniper King launches all the keys over to help Nico Robin get out of her keys. And I really, 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 really wanted Nico Robin to break the neck of Spanda, but it did not happen, and that's fine, I guess. Didn't break his neck, but bitch slapped him. And at one point, Nico Robin does break his back and neck, I think, at the end of the fight. And I hope Spanda's dead. To be honest, I do not like him. I think he's the perfect villain to actually kill in this saga. I don't think he matters enough to come back later like the Baroque Works members. Spanda's a little biatch, and he punched and pulled and beat the crap out of Nico Robin when she was weakened, and I think he deserves to die. He's done plenty of terrible things. He's got nothing to add to this world of One Piece, in my opinion. I think his death would mean nothing. Don't need him around. The Buster Call begins because effing Spanda accidentally presses the button at one point. I forgot to mention. Things all start to explode. Luffy and Lucci are going insane together, fighting head to head. Luffy's blowing up his bones, his feet. It's insane. Gear 3 is insane. I really like Gear 3, but I prefer Gear 2 because it's like more of a speed thing. Gear 3 seems to be more of a power thing. They go head to head. The Navy shows up, starts blowing everything up. The rest of the Navy starts running away because at some point they think, oh shit, they don't care about our lives. If I was these other Navy men and I saw the government killing my fellow soldiers because they happen to be on this island that the Buster Call has been happening. And there's at one point one of the captains shoots a soldier for even mentioning, hey, our men are over there. We can't destroy that ship. And he shoots him dead, I assume. And he's like, does anybody else want to fucking say something? If I saw that, I would be like, I want out. I would leave the Navy. They seem like pieces of shit. Like worse than the current. Like, I don't know. It'd be better to be a pirate, at least on the Straw Hat crew. I'm surprised, honestly, that Luffy found a way to beat Lucci, because it just seemed strange to me. Because this dude was insanely powerful, and you can't deny the fact that this dude was insanely powerful. He said he had a power level of 4,000. Luffy was down for the count, and it took Usopp taking his damn mask off, Sniper King, and telling Luffy, like, get up, you little bitch, or I'm going to have to come over there and fight him. And the Lucci's like, I'll go kill him right now. And Luffy gets up. Oh, also the fact that Luffy turns into a little kid every time he uses Gear 3 is hilarious, I gotta say. Hilarious. And also, turns out the old lady is a damn mermaid. What? Who would have expected that shit? She turns out to be a mermaid. Turns out mermaids at age 30 or whatever split their fin in half and they can walk on land. Cool. You know what? I'm here for it. She's a mermaid. She saves the whole crew from drowning. Even Franky didn't know that she was a mermaid, at least from what I read, that I got from it. So, this is a big issue with me here in this story at the end of Enies Lobby. The Franky family, it makes it look like they get killed. The entire Franky family, the Giants, and Galila, it looks like they got killed by the Buster Call, and they really play it out like they died. Turns out they're all fine. Nobody died. Not even one single member of the Franky family. Not the Square Sisters. Not even the Giants that helped them. None of them died. Not one person died, and it's almost improbable that not one of them, not a single one, happened to bonk their head the wrong way and pass away. Just a little unbelievable to me. I know that people have been telling me that death in this story is rare, at least. When it does happen, it'll matter. But I just believe when things are at this crazy of a peak of a war, the Buster Call, this major thing that Nico Robin, one of the toughest bitches in all of anime, is scared of, and not one Franky family member or Square Sister or Galila or one of those damn giants passed away. I don't even think those damn King Bulls died. I really thought the King Bulls might have been killed in part 1 of this review, in my first review, but it turns out they got away too. I don't know how. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure they got away too. Luffy, with the power of not only grit and gut and strength and friendship, thanks to seeing Usopp beats the shit out of Lucci, they all have nowhere to go. Luffy can't even walk. They can't, their escape ship gets destroyed. At some point, they have to fight a bunch of members of the Navy. There is a point I want to ask about. There's a point when the Navy Marines show up and they start fighting the Straw Hats one at a time, and they all have different Devil Fruit abilities. It looks like one of them destroys Zoro's sword, one of his swords, like just shatters it with his bare hands. I don't know yet because I haven't reached it in the manga anime yet. Maybe they'll show it more vividly. Did Zoro lose one of his 3 swords here? Because it sure looked like it, because then in later panels, Zoro's still fighting 3 sword style, but he's using a sword that has a different handle than any of his swords. What sword got destroyed here? Because he almost makes... He doesn't say anything about it. Like, no, there's no reaction to the fact that he lost one of his super swords. And now, each one of his swords means something. One of them is, like, possessed. One of them is super dope. And one of them is the one that he had from the very beginning with the white handle. Which sword was destroyed there? Please let me know in the comments. Either way, the crew has nowhere to go. They beat the shit out of the Navy men and whatnot. Luffy, like I said, finds a way to win, but he can't walk, he can't get away, they have no ship. Then, out of nowhere, the damn Going Merry shows up by herself, saves the crew in this epic moment. I thought the ship was destroyed. Turns out Iceberg fixed the ship. It has a life of its own. It can even talk to the crew members, which is insane. And you know what? I've accepted the fact that anything can happen in this story. But personally, I have no problem with this. It's fine. It's touching. It's beautiful. They say goodbye to the Going Merry. It's got like a life of its own. It says, like, thank you for taking me on these adventures, and I just wanted to get you guys to new places and new things, but I can't. I'm falling apart, and I just wanted to save you one last time. It makes sense that Iceberg had to fix her because she was destroyed by Kaku. Either way, I am okay with that, I guess. I'm okay with the fact that it has a life and it can talk to everybody on the crew. But personally, as a storytelling device, I just don't like the idea. It's fine. It makes sense for this world of wacky Looney Tunes and whatnot. And it makes sense. It's probably some kind of real pirate lore that Oda uses for this story. But personally, I don't like the idea of the ship being alive. I like the idea of Usopp feeling the energy that this thing has, I guess. But the idea that the ship went to Enies Lobby on its own somehow and saved them at the very last minute is pretty nutso-butso. Maybe it would have made sense if Iceberg fixed the ship and then somebody actually piloted the ship to that area for some reason, but I don't know. Other than that, there was a cool little story starting Enru's great space mission. So Enru's going to the moon? What? I didn't know you could breathe in space, but I guess you can. I don't know how long it took Enru to get there, but he's on the moon. They burn the ship. They burn the Going Merry. They find Iceberg. Everybody's safe. Everybody's okay. I would just have to say in my closing words, it's sad to see the Going Merry go, but I'm excited to see whatever ship they get next. I'm assuming Franky's going to build it for them because he's going to be joining the crew. I've stopped at chapter 430 because that's what it says is the end of Enies Lobby. I know there's this small, like 10 or 11 chapter thing, like a ending of Enies, like Water 7 Part 2 or some shit. So I will be reviewing that next small chapter next. Other than the few things that were a little unbelievable, like every single member of the Franky family making it away alive. I understand the Straw Hats getting away. They're the main characters. They're mostly all superhuman. Makes sense. But the Franky family weren't all necessarily super-de-duper humans. They were stronger than Usopp, I guess, as a group. but they weren't super duper humans. And I feel like with that war going on, with gunshots going off everywhere, at least they could have let the King Bulls die. Sodom and Gomorrah, those two could have died. They could have let those King Bulls die. There's no reason for the King Bulls to survive. They could have had Polly make the ultimate sacrifice. I just want to see some loss in this kind of... It makes sense in like the fight with Arlong. It was a small fight with like 10 people that all the people can survive. That makes sense. But the idea that they had this war, this literal war with the Navy Marines on Enies Lobby, and not one person on the good or bad side died, I'm at least crossing my fingers that Spanda was killed by Nico Robin. I'm Mr. Morfetto. What did you think of Enies Lobby? I really enjoyed it. I'm very excited to see what comes next. I really have zero, other than Franky joining the crew, I really have zero idea what's going to happen next. And I just get so excited for One Piece. And I don't want to read ahead until I finish my review. So now I go on forward into this adventure that is One Piece. I, Mr. Morfetto, will talk to you later. Please subscribe. Please tell your friends to subscribe, like, comment, share.